This video is brought to you by StarCharge, the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world. They are also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage with microgrid solutions. This video is also brought to you by Kempower, the reliable, quick, and scalable EV charging solution for everyone and everywhere. Hello and welcome to Electric Truck Testing Week Mania. In fact, it's not just going to be 1 week, it'll be multiple weeks of all of these electric trucks competing against each other in a bunch of challenges. We have already raced them across the country from Jacksonville, Florida to San Diego. And now you join me at the office in Fort Collins, Colorado, where we start all of our tow testing, range testing, efficiency testing, off-road testing, everything we need to know to benchmark these electric trucks against each other will happen right here on this channel and some of the other out-of-spec channels as well. I'm going to walk you through what we've already done, what's going to be coming over the next few weeks, and I want this video to be a comment section suggestion box. I really want to know what you guys want us to do with these trucks, which is why we're posting it right up front as soon as possible, and it's going live right now, so you can really help us figure out everything you want to see with these trucks. So let's get into electric truck testing mania right here on Out of Spec. Before we get into everything, I just want to say a huge thank you to the automakers that sent us trucks here to test. Of course, we own a couple of these, and this one actually came to us from Hertz, and then that one came to us from Chevy. I'll walk you through all of this, but it takes a lot of planning, a lot of work to put these big comparisons together. We are so lucky that we're able to do this, and I hope it's useful information for someone thinking about buying a truck, because a lot of people will buy an electric truck to use as a daily driver. We'll be testing driving dynamics. Some use it to haul payload. We'll be testing payload. Some use it to work on a ranch. Some use it to daily drive to the office. And all of these scenarios will come into play throughout our testing. I'm even thinking we should take them all to the track and see how well they do in a performance setting, because that's good consumer information for an electric pickup truck. But it is fun. We want to have fun. We want to learn. We want to make enjoyable content for you guys throughout this series. And over the next couple weeks, we're just going to have so many different tests and comparisons with our general car reviews mixed in. For example, over the next couple days, we'll have some videos that are not related to these trucks, and then these will pop up periodically. Let me walk you through all the trucks that we have here to test before we start, really posting these videos. And again, as you're watching this, I want you guys to think, what would you want to see us compare these vehicles with? Is it an extreme towing hill climb? Is it an efficiency run? Can we get 1,000 miles of charge on the Silverado 4WT over there if we just drive it at 30 miles an hour? I think that would be kind of interesting. We have so many ideas ultimately, but we want to make the videos you guys want to watch. Here's the trucks that we have available to us. This is the Silverado EV 3WT, and you'll see it's just covered in bugs. We have driven this truck across the country from Florida to California, back here to Colorado. It's what we used for our ocean-to-ocean race. Those videos will be posted very soon, as in a week from this weekend, on the Out of Spec Motoring channel. That's our road tripping channel where we race vehicles in different scenarios. And, we set a speed limit cap. It's all down to range, charging, optimizations, efficiencies. And, that's going to be an incredible 3-part series. I hope you guys will enjoy that over the next 3 weeks or so. But this is the Silverado EV 3WT, which means it has the 20 module battery pack instead of the 24, 180 kilowatt hour usable, plus or minus, 310 kilowatt peak charging speeds, and this isn't even the big boy. So even as if this has the biggest battery and fastest charging of all these trucks, actually except for Cybertruck. Cybertruck can peak at about 326 kilowatts we've seen, but we'll get to that in a moment. And it's, not even the biggest battery Silverado, just a beast of a vehicle. This thing is crazy. Two electric motors, big ass battery. It's awesome. I love it. I think it's so cool. I actually personally love all of these trucks and think they have their own niche and their own use case, and they all will win at something, I'm sure, throughout our testing. This is the F-150 Lightning extended range Lariat trim, which means it has the most efficient wheels on it and all of the technology and features except for like the Platinum really high-end stuff, and the Platinum comes with wheels that hurt towing and range. So this is the spec we want. Great Blue Cruise driver assistance, hands-free. I've used that for thousands of miles this week. I've truly loved road tripping this vehicle, and I think we really know the Lightning now. We know how it charges, which is just, you know, flat charging curve to 80%. It's unbelievably robust and repeatable and has no thermal issues as far as we can tell. And while it may not have the fastest charging speeds or the most amount of range, its 130 kilowatt hour battery pack is no slouch, and definitely will keep it as a contender through most of the testing throughout this week. Keep in mind, not all of our tests are about outright range and charging. A lot of them will come down to towing and thermal performance, which I think this truck will excel in. Very much looking forward to seeing how that does, as it's one of the oldest designs here. That and the Rivian are the two oldest trucks, and they're still kicking strong. This, I should mention, is a 2023 model year. Both Ford and us, we tried to get a 2024. Maybe even a flash trim would have been perfect for this. But they're just, the 2024s haven't entered the media review fleets yet. And yes, they're a little bit more efficient with the heat pump. We'll do those videos as we can, but it shouldn't drastically affect the results of our testing this week, which is why both us and Ford were okay with just using a 2023, as the results will not be majorly different 2024 to 2023. This is our Tesla Cybertruck. This is the wild card here. It is the most non-traditional of all of the trucks, completely made of stainless steel, 124 kilowatt hour battery pack. Usable is what we've pulled out of it, which means it's the smallest battery out of all of these trucks. So I expected Tesla, of course, when they announced this truck, that it was going to have the most amount of range and all of these things, and well, they've come out with the smallest battery and the worst charging curve of the bunch as well. So it'll be really interesting to see how this holds up this week in our testing. This is the Cyber Beast version, tri-motor. We also have some friends here in Colorado now with a dual motor version, so we might end up using their truck for a couple things, but ultimately the tri-motor doesn't seem to impact range even nearly as much as the website suggests, but we're going to do that video running them side by side. Because it's an induction rear motor system, the two motors, they can just freewheel on the highway, and it runs primarily front wheel drive, which is similar to like the dual motor runs single motor and the secondary is shut off. So there really isn't much difference in terms of highway cruising between the tri-motor and the dual motor, which is ultimately why I decided to get the tri-motor Beast version, because if it doesn't affect highway range that much, but we gain more capability and power, acceleration, virtual diff lockers, all these things, that it's worth it from a video standpoint to have the top spec. Plus, it's just fun to have. This is the fastest truck of the bunch by far. This thing rips. It's cool. It's got steer-by-wire. It's got the best sound system. So many things this excels at, but may actually not perform that well in a lot of our comparison testing for truck stuff. We're going to be bringing all of these to a ranch, working them, towing horse trailers, doing stuff like that. And I don't know, this is going to definitely look the weirdest out there, but my friend Will is going to be helping us with a lot of those videos. He had one of the first Rivians in town. He owns 9 trucks, the Rivian, and he has a Rivian and a Lightning now. And so we're going to be doing a lot of ranching stuff with him. He's got, I don't even know, all the equipment. It's going to be awesome. And then we have my Rivian R1T. This is the quad motor large battery pack. But we also have friends and other vehicles that we know we can get access to that are the dual motor versions. So for some of the range and charging, well, at least the range and efficiency stuff, we'll try and use a dual motor configuration on the Aero wheels. We always like to have the best configurations for each truck. Thankfully, Cybertruck, there's not many available right now, so we're set on that. But the Rivian, there's a bunch of configurations. So we'll use my truck for some things. We'll use Will's truck. We'll use some other friends' trucks. And maybe even Jason from My Electric Home here in the Denver area. He's got that dual motor large pack that we used to compare against the Max pack. Ultimately, the Rivian will be included, whether it's this one in every video or others. I'm just going to try and find the best configuration for all of the trucks for everything. We also have an F-150 Lightning extended range work truck all the way in the back. If you can zoom in, that's owned by Colorado State University. This is where our office is, and we're able to use their truck for some things as well. So you might see that truck instead of this one. Ultimately, we'll do what we can with what we have access to, but thankfully we have access to a lot of trucks. And then I think we kind of have the hardcore smackdown here for a lot of our stuff. This is the Silverado EV. It is the base work truck trim, same as the 3WT I showed you over there. This is the 4WT. Now, the Silverado consumer versions are not out yet, so that would be like the RST or some other trims that will be sold to people. You need a fleet account to buy these. But we asked GM, we said, hey, we're doing like this truck comparison. You put the biggest battery in the world in your truck, and it's just a great comparison standpoint to have against the other ones. So this is the big 240 kilowatt hour gross, 214 usable, I think are the specs. It's hard to get gross battery capacity from Chevy, but we're in that region. 377 kilowatt charging, 450 miles of EPA range. This is the biggest battery, longest range, fastest charging electric truck here. It's also going to be the heaviest electric truck here. And so maybe for some of our dynamic testing, it may not perform that well, but we are so lucky that we have access to this truck. A huge thanks to Chevy for sending this out to us, because these are not in the general media review fleet. They had to just basically send this to us for one video from, I guess, their warehouse. I don't know, but we're very lucky that we have this one to test. Let me just take you on a tour of the trucks, continuing on a little bit more just so you can see it. This thing is huge. Also, Chevy shipped it to us with the tonneau cover. If you can take a look back here, come on, run on over. And so all of the trucks that we have for testing have the tonneau covers on them to make it as fair as possible. And yeah, this thing just looks the business, doesn't it? I'm personally excited about this one because I've had the chance to drive this truck but never test it, and I think this is what an electric truck in certain areas needs to be. Big ass battery, big charging. I love my Rivian for its dynamic on-road and off-road capabilities. It is truly the one vehicle that can do it all. If I had to choose one vehicle to live with forever, you're looking at it right here. This thing, I love it. We've been using it. My friend G at Test Bros wrapped it with this really cool custom wrap, and they've started now Rivian Bros actually. So take a look at Test Bros if you have a Cybertruck or a Model 3 or something, and Rivian Bros if you have a R1S or R1T. Great accessories, great wraps, great bunch of stuff. They're good people. They wrapped my truck. We did a video on that. I think it looks the best. It's the smallest truck here. It's the least capable in terms of putting stuff inside of it, but it is, I think, probably the most enjoyable to drive on a daily basis. The Cybertruck, well, this needs no introduction. We've done a bunch of videos on it. Big bed, actually, it's over 6-foot bed. My phone's over there, but here we go. It's got the power tonneau, which is pretty amazing. I do have the wheel covers for anyone wondering. So for all of the range and efficiency stuff, we will run with the wheel covers on because, again, we're trying to be as fair as possible to all of the trucks. However, Tesla actually recommends not to run these all the time because they're starting to dig into the tires and they're working on an updated design. How that made it to production, I don't know, but that's a question for a lot of things on that truck. The Lightning, again, just to reiterate, most traditional truck, tonneau cover as well. All of these trucks have tonneaus, and it's just, you know, sort of the one working man's vehicle. It feels so down to earth, so legit. And yeah, here's the 3WT from Hertz. So that's going to be it for this week. I want to know what you guys want to see. Of course, tomorrow we're actually planning to shoot a range test. We're going to run all the trucks from full to dead, same day, same time, same conditions, and really we can see what it's like without a trailer. We're going to be doing a ton of towing testings. We're going to tow over the Rocky Mountains. We want to do some off-road stuff. Yeah, so many things to do. Let me know what you guys want to see. I think what would be interesting as well, actually, is a lot of people bring their dogs with them. Just an idea that's coming to mind right now. Both the Cybertruck and the Rivian have dog mode. The other vehicles have a way to leave climate on, but also it'd be cool to see how the dogs fit inside of them and how well they, you know, handle certain situations with animals inside the vehicle. So maybe Alyssa behind the camera can take on that video because she loves the dog stuff. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know we're going to film as much as possible for you guys. I can't thank everyone who's loaned their trucks to us. Ford, GM for sending us factory vehicles. Rivian tried, but there's actually no availability in their press fleet right now, but we have so many friends with Rivians, it wasn't needed. And of course, you can thank Out of Spec for buying a Cybertruck. So there we go. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below. This officially kicks off truck testing mania here at Out of Spec. And yeah, we got a lot of people lined up. We got a lot of cool stories. Let me know what you want to see. Talk to you on another one soon. Bye-bye.